Hey, 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 Amber, we are back live. It is Friday. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, and you look so adorable for Valentine's. I feel like you should have little hearts on your face.
I know, I should do something. I got to figure something out. We're going to give everybody a few minutes or a few seconds to join us as we get started. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Super excited to be coming to you live today to talk about the new 2025 loan programs, some new guidelines, maybe some new free money programs. We just have lots of new to talk about today, which is exciting. I feel like you look so vivacious today with your like you are already Valentine's Day
Is it a
ready all
Valentine's
day.
Day?
You know that, right? You have the Valentine's Day hair. You don't have to do anything else.
Oh, so I don't have to wear red then.
No, you're good to
Because
go.
I feel a little bah humbuggy. I'm like, I'm not even in red or pink.
No bah humbug allowed. That is not allowed. No, ma'am, no, not at all. And does bah humbug even apply here? I don't know, but
Oh
either.
no, you're right. It doesn't. It doesn't apply to Valentine's Day, so I don't have to worry about it. So it's all good.
Awesome. Amber, I'm super excited about what we're talking about today. And before we get started, I just want to kind of remind everybody, we do these live streams for you. So if you're joining us live, we love you. We're appreciating you. We love that you're here. Please drop us some comments and let us just say hi in the comments below, or questions about anything. It doesn't have to be related to what we're speaking about today. We always make time for questions towards the end or throughout the conversation. And what I'm most excited about today is that we're going to be sharing with you guys, like I said a moment ago, 2025 new programs, new guidelines, new free money, just all kinds of new stuff. The one thing I want to just remind you guys of, and I'll see if I can pull it up here, is that we have got a plan for the next few weeks of what we're going to talk about. Next week, we're going to talk about VA loans. So if you're a veteran, if you have a veteran in your family or your life or friends, we want to make sure you guys are well educated on what you need to know about the VA loan and process and what's owed to you, because we appreciate what you've done for the country. So now what can we do for you? Am I right, Amber?
Yes, absolutely right. VA loans is one of my favorite things to talk about.
Awesome. So that's next Friday. Join us next Friday, right at noon PST. Today, though, we're going to kick it off and start talking about all the 2025 goodness. Amber, you mentioned to me a few minutes ago that there's some new guidelines with conventional and FHA loans that are kind of cool. Can I throw this up on the screen? And
Yes, and I've already used both of them. That's why I was so excited.
I'm like, no FICO score needed. Conventional. What? Tell me what this means.
So, okay, so some people choose not to have credit. So but it usually hurts when you go to get a loan if you don't have a FICO score, right? Some people are just young. Some people just move in from another country and it takes time to establish credit, right?
Right.
So that's what this is for. So we have a thing called account check where we can go in and look at statements in your bank account. So we can pull up 12 months. And then it's kind of like using AI to be able to, like within mortgages, right? So that system will pull out like how much rent you've paid. So you're looking at three things that you've paid for 12 months. You can either give me letters stating that you've paid them for 12 months, or we can do what's called account check to go in and check those things to make sure that you have three things you're paying on. So you're basically using bank statements instead of credit to be able to get a loan.
So we have a lot of people that reach out to us, that watch us live, and that also reach out to us every year, almost monthly, about I'm moving from outside of the country. What do I need to do to set myself up? And a lot of them don't want to rent, and they get bummed when they realize, like, I have to establish credit. This sucks. What am I going to do? This fixes that. That's crazy. Even on our last live, we were telling people that the old way, this is the new way. You don't have to have a FICO score.
Yeah, these programs just came out like on January 11th, where they just came out. So I have a client right now. He just moved here within 6 months ago from Canada, right?
Okay.
But he has credit that he's used previously in Canada. So he sent me over bank state because we couldn't do the account check because it was a different country and stuff like that. But he sent me over proof that he's made with three bills on time for the last 12 months. So we're establishing his credit, like by doing credit subs and verifying it to be able to get this loan done. So he didn't have to establish the credit here first. He just gave me proof that he's paid bills on time. Now, Canada is a little bit easier than other countries because it's English. Sometimes you get countries that they do their, like Canada's pretty similar to United States and how they do their financials and stuff like that. So it's a little bit easier to verify things. But like there's European companies that are countries that would be easy too. But there's ways to be able to do it. We just have to dig a little bit more, either with account check. If you've already been here for 12 months, then we'll verify your rent and stuff that way, and your car insurance and your whatever you have, right, that you've paid for 12 months.
That's
but
amazing.
you can get in on the conventional side right now with no FICO score.
Dude,
That's cool. Huh?
I need to be screaming that from the rooftops. I'm gonna do like a story on Instagram like every single day talking about this, because I get so sad when I see people who are so excited to move here. They want to invest right away. They don't want to watch the prices go up while they're renting and establishing credit. This is insane. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So FHA also had some new stuff that came out. I'm gonna put this one up here. Border inclusions, border, not the border of the country or the border of the city, but border meaning I'm boarding with you, I'm staying with you, I live with you.
Yeah, it's actually border income. But
Border, okay.
So what this is, as we go through this year, what we're going to start seeing is that FHA and conventional are trying to make home ownership more possible, because with the prices going higher and stuff like that, it's kicking people out. But
Wow.
a lot of times people have, like, the person qualifying for the loan might have another person living with them that's actually helping with
Yeah,
the expenses each month, right? That happens a lot.
happens a lot. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So then but before, what we had to do is they had to show that income on tax returns. Well, who's going to really put that stuff on tax returns? Like,
Right.
so nobody does that, right? So FHA just changed their rules that we don't have to show tax returns anymore. We have to show 12 months bank statements showing that they've received border income, and
Wow.
then put a letter of explanation together stating that this person's lived with me for this time and they're going to continue living with me, and the other
Wow.
person would have to sign it too. And then that adds income to the file to help get the debt ratios more in line.
That's
So, like,
awesome.
yeah, so if you're not qualifying for the loan by yourself, but you have all this extra income and you've never been able to count it before, now this kind of like fixes that for you, to where
That's insane.
you can add that income in.
I talk to people all the time who have a mother that lives with them, or a friend who's renting a
Yeah.
room, and they've been doing it for years, and they're over here trying to earn and save and qualify without any acknowledgement of that income because it just never has been included. That's amazing. These are two
Yeah.
really good updates for this year.
I
Oh my
know.
God.
I was so excited when both of these came out.
Oh my
Like, so
God.
excited. And I'm just watching every day, because we'll get notices when new changes are made to
Right.
any program that's out
Right.
there, right? So I'm watching every day for these changes, because I feel like this year is
Yeah.
going to be that year where we're going to see new and exciting things. So it's a good time to tune in
Blown
all the
away by
time.
both of these. These are two things that come up so often for us. I'm really blown away
Uh-huh.
by that. And I'm also
Yeah.
like I just got so jazzed. I think they need to change the name from border income to like renter income, or I don't know, the guy that sleeps in the bedroom downstairs or down the hall income or something, because
Yeah.
this literally is hard for me to even comprehend, but that is insane. I'm super excited. You just made my day with that one.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
let's move on to a couple programs that we were talking about this morning, if you're cool with that. You had given
Yeah.
me a flyer talking about bridge loans. Now, so for those of you watching, if you're thinking of moving to Vegas, we do about 99% relocation, right? So we work with clients who are excited about moving to Vegas, and they sometimes have to sell a home where they live before they can buy a home here. In fact, that's probably, I would say, about 60% of the people, maybe 50% of the people that we talk to, which is exciting. That can be a really scary opportunity, right? Let me go back to full screen so you guys can get me. That can be scary. I get it. We get it. We are really good at working with your real estate agent out wherever you live currently to help bridge the gap from an experience perspective. But this is a loan program that can help take a lot of that stress away, which I'm excited for you to tell us about. So let me put it back on. How do I do that? I didn't do it right. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. How about there? Okay, I did it. Okay. Tell us about this, Amber.
Okay, so the bridge loans are cool, because moving is always a pain, right? Like, you have to show your house, sell on a contingency, which sometimes sellers don't want to do. Like, when you have another house to sell and you're buying a house, you need the money from that house in order to buy a house. But
Yep.
in this way, you can get a bridge loan to kind of bridge that gap. So let me explain what that means. So
Okay.
a bridge loan is on the house that you're vacating. You're going to take money out on that house on what's called a bridge loan.
Okay.
And you have a separate loan on that. It can be, usually they want to see about 20% taken out. So you need to have some equity in the house that you're vacating. And then that bridge is going to be what we're putting down on the new house.
Wow.
So the difference between that is that, again, you don't have to sell the house to buy. You can move out of the house, and you have, some bridge loans will go up to like 12 months. Some are like 6 months, right? So it just depends, but you have time to be able to sell that property. And then you have the new one to be able to set up with the down payment already in place on
That's
it.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, and you're not having to worry about writing a contingency, which a lot of sellers won't take because then, especially if you're moving from out of state, they don't know like what that market is, how long it takes to
Yeah.
sell, that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Now we do a really good job of like making sure that like clients don't start looking at homes and making offers on homes here until their home is in contract. But this is a
Mhm.
really beautiful moment that allows you to start that process much earlier. So you don't have to
Mhm.
wait till you have someone in contract on your home before you start shopping for a house here, which makes people stress out. Like now I have to hurry up and choose a house versus let me take my time, let me shop, let me do this the right way. And then if I get a buyer for my house in the meantime, that's great. It gives them a chance to like start the process sooner. That's awesome.
Mhm. Now, the only thing that I would say is if you're moving from a different state, I have to be like me or someone on my team. So remember, we're licensed in multiple states, but
Yes.
we have to be licensed in the state you're leaving, and then
Okay.
obviously Nevada too, which we already are.
That's
But
good information. Yeah, but I mean,
mhm.
let's talk about how many licenses you have, how many states you're
I knew
licensed
you were going to
in.
ask me that. So one of my team members just added like Tennessee and Texas to it.
Yeah,
We have several states. I should have like made a map of what we're
that's
already
okay.
licensed for.
Let's
But
just say
definitely
she's probably licensed there. Let's just put it
if
that way.
it's definitely a surrounding state, California, Arizona, Idaho, Utah, even Montana. We were even in Oklahoma, Florida.
Right.
Like and then we just added, and this is as a team, right? So we just added Texas, Tennessee. I'm trying to think if I forgot any, but the moral of the story here is just let me know where you're coming from, and
Right.
then we can try to figure it out.
Now, Christopher Battle says we have 2 homes that we need to sell, and then we are moving out there. First of all, heck yeah, you
Yay.
are. That's right. Listen, Christopher, if you haven't already done so, set up a call with me. There's a phone number at the bottom of the screen, or you can just click the link in any description of any video on my channel. Would love to set up a phone call so we can actually discuss what that process looks like. Whether you use a bridge loan or you don't, we want to be a part of that process before you list those homes for sale so we can help you bridge the gap from an experience perspective. We just want you to land softly. That's our main goal. Whatever your goal is here, we'll get you there. But we got to know
Mhm.
about it now before you sell those houses. But
Mhm.
congratulations. That's amazing. I love that. Real quick shout out to everybody who said hi to us, guys. Heather Dean says, hello, ladies. We've got Dante. Hi, ladies.
Hey
Slav W
guys.
says, hello, how are you? Neil Warren says, hi, ladies. Once again, I'm streaming you from the Pacific Ocean. Neil,
Oh, nice
how's it going?
Neil.
I want to like feel like I need to like swim down. Don't drown, Neil. Don't drown. I saw this crazy video yesterday of a kayaker that a whale swallowed and then let go, like in the middle of the ocean. Swallowed, spit it back out, and the guy kept on going. It was the craziest thing ever. Don't get swallowed by a whale. Don't do that, Neil. So awesome. So we've got definitely got a bunch of people saying hi. Drop it like it's hot in the comment boxes. We're going to keep talking about loans and stuff. So again, I'm going to put this back on the screen. So the bridge loan gives you a chance to really start that process sooner. If you have a house to sell first, let us know before you list it. Let us know so we can all talk about what's possible for you. Really cool. All right, let's add another one. All right, now we've got the Family Opportunity Mortgage Program, which I was really excited about this when this first came out. Will you walk us through this one?
Okay, so family opportunity is cool. So when I first got access to this program, which was probably like 7 years ago, I didn't believe it enough to where I had to guinea pig my own self. So I bought a house that, like I would normally get like as a rental house, but I put my mom in it,
Awesome.
to be able to live in it so you can get it for less and it worked. So since
Awesome.
then I've been like selling this like nobody's business because a lot of times you want to have multiple houses or you have aging parents where you don't have anywhere to put them, right?
Yep.
But they want their own independence, but they don't have a house of their own. So you could buy the house. Your parents aren't on the loan, so you're buying the house as your own house, which would normally be an investment property if your parents weren't living in it. But
Right.
on this program, you're going to put a letter of explanation together saying that you're purchasing this house for your aging parents who can't buy it on their own. So
Right.
that proves to the bank that you're going to have parents in the house,
Love
and
it.
then you could do an owner occupied loan. So it's owner occupied rates, which is far better than investment rates, and
Right.
it's owner occupied down payment. You could do it as little as 5%
Mm-hmm.
on this. So for me, it's a way that you could build out your portfolio while still helping parents. It's like a
I love
double
that.
win here.
I
Uh-huh.
freaking love that. That's amazing. We've got more to talk about. Let's jump over and answer some questions real quick, Amber. We've got, let's see here. Dante Dante, I was in a car accident. No one was hurt. My car was totaled. Sorry, Dante. Yikes. I hope you're feeling okay. The other person's insurance is paying off my car and it will no longer be on my credit. Should I finance another car if I want to move? Good question. Amber, thoughts?
It depends on what your debt to income ratio. So when you're opening up a new trade line, so whether it's a car, a credit card, a student loan, anything that goes as a new trade line on your credit, that newness will hurt your credit scores a little bit. And then the payment could hurt your debt to income ratio. So it depends on like what your debt to income ratio already is.
So what do we want you to do, Dante? You might have already done it with us, but this is for everybody else. Is phone number at the bottom. There's a link in the description of every video we do. Please just click it. Let's talk. Let's set up a call because we can look at, Amber can look at all of your numbers and give you a really specific answer for your situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Love it. Sorry, Dante. Feel better, dude. Dang. Sherry says, I love your channel. Hey, Sherry, thank you. You always give out great info. It's hard getting approved for a manufactured home. Sherry, first of all, thank you for always watching. We really appreciate the good feedback and that you love what we're doing. And I would love to chat with you more about your plans. Amber, do you do a lot of work with manufactured homes or have you?
Yeah, you can do manufactured homes. I mean, even FHA and VA. Now, the only thing on manufactured is that when the ones that are super cheap are usually not real property. So they're not like attached to the ground and converted into real property where you can't move them. So those ones are very hard to get financing on. It's when they're converted into real property that you're going to be able to have more financing options open to you.
It means you own the home and the land below it. So yeah, so she's saying, Sherry, call us. Let's talk. If you're trying to get approved with someone else, let us know. I think Amber's pretty good at least giving advice. And honestly, I think she'd be someone that would be patient to work with the process with you. So let us know. We'd love to chat with you. I don't do a ton of work with manufactured homes. A lot of them are managed and sold individually by the people who own the parks or whatever. So I don't personally work with a lot of those, but Amber's great. And I hope you're okay with me saying that you're willing to give advice and help her along.
Of course. I mean, the ones that are in the parks, sometimes those aren't real property because even if you own the land beneath you, if the house isn't attached with tags on it that confirms that it's attached and that it's real property now, then that's where it makes it a little bit harder.
That makes sense. All right, back to it. Okay, so we had the family opportunity mortgage. Amber has proven this with her own money. She put her money she put her family in a house with this mortgage and it worked. So it's true. It's a real thing. That's awesome. How about this one? Purchase a home with zero down payment, up to $41,000 in down payment assistance. Where can I sign up? Hello. What is this?
This is my favorite. Like, this has been my favorite program in the last couple of months. I'm using it all the time because what I'm finding is it's harder and harder to save money, for down payment.
I mean, look at the price of eggs, Amber. Hello. Yes, it is.
What is the price of eggs? I keep hearing about it, but I haven't went to buy eggs.
A lot of people think it's inflation. I was under the impression it was like a bird flu is the reasoning, but I was at Trader Joe's and it was $21 for like 36 eggs or something crazy. It was like $13 for 12.
Dang, I did go to Trader Joe's like a couple weeks ago and I'm like, where's the eggs at? There was no eggs there.
Yeah, they're gone. So I'll go back to this. Sorry. So it is hard to save money. I'm going to scooch over to the next slide so we can talk about the details, but tell us about this.
So down payment, this down payment assistance program this is different than other ones because most down payment assistance programs have very strict income limits. So it's hard to be able to fit within their box with all their rules, right? So this one's kind of lightened it up a little bit. You can get a down payment. You can get the down payment of 3.5% or 5%.
Right.
So 3.5% will pay your down payment. If you can get the seller to pay your closing costs, then you don't have to come in with any. But if the seller's not willing to pay closing costs, then you could do the 5%, and you still might have to come in with a little bit. It's covering most of it, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to live in these properties. With down payment assistance programs, they're always going to be like primary residence. So you've got to be living in them, and they're attached to FHA loans. On this program, there is no income limit, so you can make $250,000 a year, and you can still do this program. Which most of the time you're held to like either AMI or the down payment assistance program has specific incomes that you have to fit into, and that's a lot of times what's hard to meet. Because a lot of people want to live together to be able to pay for a house and pay for the payment and stuff like that. And it goes off household income. This one, you don't have to worry about that.
Wow.
And then if you get a seller that's so generous and they want to pay extra money, you could do a 2-1 buy down or a 1-0 buy down. So
Wow.
you could take that interest rate. So on these programs, the biggest thing is you have to figure out how to get through the first 3 years.
Got it.
Because this one you're always going to pay a higher interest rate if you're getting money back, right? There's always a give and take. So the interest rates on the zero down programs are higher, but after 3 years, that money is forgivable.
And
So
then you can refinance and do stuff like that, right?
you refinance after 3 years. So if we can get, hit markets and stuff where you can get the seller to pay for excess closing costs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you can have the seller pay for a 2-1 buy down, which gets your rate cheaper the first 2 years. And then
Got
you're
it.
just making it past that third year to be able to get it forgiven. Like,
Right.
I'm closing multiple of these a month, so it's working. But so the last one that I did, it was like $13,000 that the person was given for the down payment assistance.
Wow.
Seller paid for the closing costs and the 2-1 buy down. So they only came in with the earnest money, and then they got it all refunded back at closing. And then so the biggest focus was like, okay, the first 2 years the payment's lower because of the 2-1 buy down. You just have to make it through that third year, and then you refinance. But when I do the math on it, you're gaining, like if you were to compare it to market rate and what you're saving, as long as the rates are similar in 3 years to where they are right now, or lower, you're even better. But if they're similar, you're winning by doing this program and waiting that 3 years. Like the math very nicely on that one.
And that's the thing for anybody watching. Amber is the kind of loan officer who's not I always call you the wrong thing, loan officer, branch manager, whatever. But she's the kind of person who, when she works with you, she's thinking through all of those aspects. She's not just going, here's a program, let's get you into it. No, she's going to make sure that it's the right program for you. You guys are going to look at the math, run the interest, look at all the things that need to be considered so that you in 5 years aren't regretting the fact that you did that program, that you can see the balance and you can see the savings in that. So it's nice. Yeah. She's really good at what she does is all I'm saying. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, Johnson Rice was saying something about how New Hampshire is a reciprocal state with any state that you have a license in. So you're probably technically licensed in New Hampshire too, just FYI for that program.
I didn't know that. Good information.
Very
nice.
I
haven't had too many call me from New Hampshire, but we could work on that.
Listen, Johnson, you better make your way out here. We can make this work for you. Yeah. Neil says, oh, now I'm interested in the down payment assistance program up to 41K. That's right, you are, Neil. Let's go. Let's talk.
Beautiful, man. Let's get you some money there.
Gosh, Amber, I still can't get over what we were talking about before, how there's the no FICO score requirement or new conventional guidelines, and also the renter or housemate income component for the new FHA guidelines. Those are really big steps towards like making it more inclusive and easier to get a home loan. What else are you seeing kind of on the horizon? I know there's a ton of programs, ton of free money, and we'll continue to roll that out to everybody on these live streams. But what are you seeing? I guess, what are you excited about this year?
Well, I'm excited that so election years are very hard to get anything done on.
Yes,
right?
They are, girl. Oh my God.
But the cool thing about last election is regardless of what side of the fence you sat on, they all talked about housing.
Yep.
So housing is a major focus right now. So we should start seeing more and more things to help homeownership become more possible. So we should start seeing changes in guidelines, new programs come out, stuff like that. We probably won't start seeing it until maybe like springtime because there's new people in charge of different, like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, that kind of stuff. But it is exciting. And I mean, just seeing at the beginning of the year, the border change and then the zero FICO score, that was a good start.
Like so, I'm blown away by that. That is an everyday conversation I'm having with people. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah.
So I'm going to be calling Miss Laci over here. The minute I see a program change, be like, guess what we have now?
Oh my God. So all the more reason for everybody to keep tuning in. Next week, we're talking VA loans next Friday. If you have a friend who's a veteran, if you're a veteran, if you know somebody, family member, whatever, send them the link, please. It's ready to go. You can register for it now. Please make sure you register so we know how many of you are going to join us. And you don't forget that it's happening. You get an alert. But we're super stoked to talk about that. And then the week after, we're going to talk about the Fed and the news and kind of how all of that affects everything. So we're really like not holding back this year. We had a little bit of a late start to this year due to some, surgery, health problem stuff, but I'm feeling good if you can't tell.
You look amazing.
Valentine's Day, baby. So we're going to do our thing. And we really want to keep the heat and keep our foot on the gas for you guys, because this is going to be an interesting year, and we want to make sure that you have all the information at your fingertips. So let me go back to the comments here real quick. Sammy says, hey loves, happy Valentine's Day, we love you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Christopher Battles says, hey Laci, I asked you your thoughts on Inspirata versus Cadence a few months ago, and I took your advice and watched all of your videos on Henderson. We're still undecided. What are your thoughts on Sky Canyon? Christopher, thank you. First of all, I love people who listen. That makes me excited that there's actually like a reciprocal experience here happening. Thanks for watching the channel. We do have a ton of information out there about Henderson versus Summerlin, and as well as Northwest, Southwest. So there's a video called Northwest versus Southwest on the channel if you want to give that a watch. My thoughts on Sky Canyon are, I love Sky Canyon. I could not say even louder how much I love it. I like Sunstone, which is a new community right above Sky Canyon as well, just another exit away. The Northwest area is one of the fastest growing areas. We saw it last week on our live stream. We talked about the map of the Las Vegas and how migration and interest and how, you know, the growth of what the values of those homes are. And Northwest was the #1 area that started booming. And that's because of Sky Canyon largely. I love it. I don't want you to go up there without us, because I would love for us to be able to walk you through. If you're looking at new homes, don't ever visit a new home without us with you. Please, 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 please. You will not be able to have representation. It doesn't work well in your favor, in my opinion. However, do a drive around and go and see. I love Sky Canyon. There's a new casino that's going to go up there. I'm not sure when it's breaking ground, but I know it's planned. Sky Canyon is a turnkey solution. It's just like Inspirata, just smaller, a little bit more spread out as far as like the layout goes. Same amenities, beautiful, beautiful community. How's that for a raving review? I freaking
That
love
was good. The cool thing about Sky Canyon too, when you're comparing it to Inspirata, is it has such good freeway access right there.
Yeah,
like to all kinds of different areas.
You're quiet, but you're close to everything. It's just dope. Period. Dope. Amazing. Done. That's it. That's all it is. But thank you for asking, Christopher. Seriously, if you want to just talk more about it, I can do a call with you. Please don't forget, guys, we're here. Even if you're not ready to buy, even if you don't know if you're moving, even if you have no clue if Vegas is for you, I want to talk to you. I really do. I love it. It's actually my favorite thing to do. It's a little bit of an addiction. I need friends. Really, I need friends. So please reach out to us. Let us know how we can help you. We'd love to be a part of your journey, whether you come to Vegas or go somewhere else. Neil says, I got to run into Amber when I was home late April. I got to run Amber when I was home in late April. When I get home in late April, let's talk about this down payment assistance program.
Let's talk now.
I can't read today either, but yes, Neil, we will do that. Jeez Louise. And then Neil also said, I've been holding off on buying because I thought the homes were overvalued. But if I get a huge down payment assistance, well, that changes everything.
Love it.
It does. And I want to address that a little bit, because there is an assumption that homes are overvalued. And it's interesting to me when people choose to wait as if they're going to go down. The reality is our home prices, and God forbid, unless there's some COVID or something, even though they didn't go down in COVID either. So I can't even use that as an excuse. But unless some crazy thing happens, Las Vegas home values are not going down anytime soon for a lot of reasons. There are a massive amount of people migrating to Las Vegas from California. Now with the fires, that's elevated that even more. So there's definitely migration happening. We don't have enough inventory for all those people. Those are the things that make the prices go up, because the inventory shrinks, right? The values aren't going up because people are trying to sell for a lot of money and make a lot of money, and then appraisers are just agreeing. They're going up because the demand is there. So please don't wait because you think they're overvalued. If you think they're overvalued now, it's not going to get any better. Please consider just joining us in the conversation. There's no pressure, but we're always going to be really honest and tell you what those factors are that you need to be paying attention to, so you don't miss out. That's the reality. So whether it's a down payment program, or, we're just finding you a good deal and negotiating the crap out of it, because that's what we do, let us know. We'd love to help you for sure. For sure. Sammy says it's beautiful in the Northwest, and that's where it's at. So she's right. So Amber, what's your favorite neighborhood in Las Vegas? Now that you've seen so many things moving and growing, what's your favorite area of town? We talked about this last week. I want to give you another chance.
So I think it's because I did loans for a builder that built some houses over in the Lone Mountain area. And since I did that was years ago too. And I just love that area over there. And that would be considered like Northwest.
Yeah. When anybody looks at the map, it's so funny. When people are moving to Vegas, I know how they've done their research by how they ask their questions. And the questions are always, what's I want to look at Whitney. I want to look at Paradise. I want to tell me more about Centennial Hills. What's Lone Mountain? As soon as they know what Lone Mountain is, I know that they've used the map of Las Vegas to zoom in and look at areas and all the little names that pop up on the map that for the areas and sections of town. And I always get excited when Lone Mountain's on that list because it really is part of the Centennial Hills experience. And it's just, it's unique. It's got just an air about it that gives you views of the city, access to everything. It's quiet. It's a little more rural, but also really well laid out. It's awesome. So much like Sky Canyon, that area, which is just down the street from Sky Canyon, is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Sky Canyon is nice too because it's so new and it's right out there. I mean, I love Summerlin, but it's just crowded in Summerlin.
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting a little more trafficky too. Here's a good question. JF says, for professionals who don't have kids, which areas of the valley do they usually consider? Good question, actually. Really, really good question. Vegas is very kid friendly. I'm just be very real with you. We have kid areas and family friendly areas everywhere. I would say Lone Mountain is one of those areas. It's a little bit more pulled away from the crazy school traffic and stuff that happens when there's a lot of kids in the neighborhood. Lone Mountain, Centennial Hills is pretty good. Sky Canyon, even though there's stuff for kids to do, I think the way it's laid out is cool. You can be a single with no kids or have kids and it doesn't really interfere with each other.
What about Southwest? Do you think Southwest?
Yeah, Southwest is a good one. There's a lot of parks down there, but yeah, I think it's a little bit less. It doesn't speak family to me, even though it is very family friendly. I think it's just the way it's laid out, like I just said. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of areas we'd love to talk to you because it's really more about what's your lifestyle and what amenities do you want. Once I know that about you, I can really dig in on.
Yeah. Cause even high rise, there's no kids,
there's definitely no kids. It's definitely interesting. Like living in a high rise. I did it for a few years. It was very cool, but just depends on your lifestyle. So let us know. I'd love to set up a call with you, JF. And thank you for the question. Amber, what are you doing for Valentine's Day tonight? What are you and your hubby doing?
We're just going to dinner. We were considering a show, but we were too late. Vegas is too popular. All the shows are all sold out right now.
Yes, they are. So if you haven't bought your tickets to something, you're going to one of those weird shows that nobody really knows about. So
yeah.
Fun. I love it. That's awesome. I don't have a Valentine, so I'm asking everybody watching and the city of Las Vegas to be my Valentine this year. And I kind of like it like that. It's going to be fun. But I look like I have a Valentine. I look like I'm decked out. So who wants to take me out? Who wants to take me out?
You look like you're ready to go out tonight. Are you going out on a Friday?
I must be. If I go out tonight, I'm going to go to one of those weird shows too because I didn't do any planning. So pretty good. Anyway, just want to wish everybody a very, very happy Valentine's Day, a beautiful, happy weekend. It's I think it's President's Day weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Monday's
So happy President's Day, but enjoy the President's Day weekend. And thanks for tuning in. Again, next Friday, we're talking VA loans. Stay tuned. I also have a new video coming out tomorrow. The 7 things, or what is it? Let me tell you what the name of it is because I can't remember it. 7 burning questions about living in Las Vegas answered. So stay tuned tomorrow. You know me, trying to stay ahead of it. And otherwise, we're just here, rocking the boat for you guys. So show up. Thanks for coming always. And we will, we'll definitely be here for you when you need us. Thanks again, Amber. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.